Hello, YouTube world. How you doing? Just thought I'd give you a little quick update on this disaster. Actually, it's not a disaster so far, but haven't been on here in a while. Um, I have disagreements with YouTube and their policies, and I'm trying to get over it. So, quick rundown of what happened here and what has transpired. All the sensors are in. I kind of temporarily wired up the coils. Don't worry, this isn't permanent. This was just to get them rolling. To fire, same deal over here. That's the feed for the coils. And we have spark controlled through the fuel tech, and we're good with that. Injectors, tested the injectors for the fuel tech. Those are permanently wired. Pisser. This came in today. Bam. Cam sensor pigtail. Just for a heads up, if anybody, is doing something as crazy as this, I found this on some like random eBay listing for like a 96 Buick something or other cam sensor. Same thing. It's not the same as the throttle position sensor. So, not that I bought two of those, but, sticking to the script. A few things just have to be buttoned up on this thing. Fuel lines. I'm waiting for the adapter. These things are such weird motors, man. It's like, it blows my mind. Every little thing turns into like the biggest chain reaction of horror, like you could even imagine. That, for example, stock Buick block, that's, fairly standard. This end is a reverse flare. Okay, not so bad. This end is NPT. I think this was a half NPT. Well, maybe it wasn't. I think it was a quarter. Quarter NPT. I'll basically give you a rundown what I did. Originally, this had a reverse flare, and then this had a sensor in it. Not no more, because I don't use a quarter NPT sensors. I don't think anyone in the racing world does. These are all 1/8 inch NPT. So, a little weird fact about Buick and probably some other cars in the 80s. This thing is riddled with also metric bolts and standard bolts, and, good thing I didn't try doing this 20 years ago, because there would be a lot of stripped out threads. Anyways, reverse flare plug, put it in. This, like I said, quarter inch NPT to this was a 4AN. So this 4AN adapter is typically for like fuel rails and stuff. So you can thread a sensor into it, which is 1/8 inch NPT. So flare adapter, NPT quarter to AN4, sensor AN4. They do sell kits for these lines. I wanted something a little bit more tidy, and I think my measurements are spot on. So I'm waiting for the turbo drain kit from, I think, Custom Turbo Parts, or whatever they are. They're in Connecticut. So I don't make a mess, because this is now full of oil. Yay. So steps closer, right? This, I'm going to try to make this a quick video, but this, people are probably saying, what is that? What are those extra AN fittings on the turbo? This is water cooled. So coolant runs through the turbo, keeps it nice and cool. It's a ball bearing unit from Works. It's their 7268. Should make some jam. Probably too much jam for this motor. But originally, I believe this water fitting went in from a 1/8 inch MPT to a AN4 out of the throttle body. This inlet would be to the hard water line that comes out of here, feeds the heater core, comes back around, and goes in the other side of the throttle body. Throttle body has coolant running through it in the stock Buick application. Emissions, who knows the reason why, don't care. But yeah, I could probably run this thing for a little bit without water, just to see if it'll even fire, if I have the cam sensor positioned properly and the fuel tech is doing its proper work. After this thing fires, main priorities are get a alternator bracket, either find one used or wait, who knows how long to get one. But alternator bracket with power steering. I'm going to do a stock Buick power steering just to keep everything copacetic, and have a remote mount reservoir, which will actually be really cool. I got a Lockar dipstick LS style. Works great. It reads the oil level perfectly. That's good. This I just had laying around. Probably will get just blocked off with a straight plate. Minor stuff. I'm gonna have to fabricate. I know that's a scary word with me. Fabricate a throttle bracket. Should be fairly straightforward. So anything more complicated than a flat plate with a bend on it, I'll send it to somebody else. So yeah, like I said, this came in today. Wire that up, lock it down, get her spinning and running. Hopefully, then I can figure out what I'm gonna do with this intercooler. Kind of coming up with different things. This thing's kind of just loose right now. It's not permanently mounted at all. You know, come out, loop this thing out at an angle. You know, maybe I'll throw the nose on here, just the grill, because that's everything, and see if I can mount it in front. Down here is going to be a little too low for my liking, especially if we take this thing on like a Rocky Mountain Race Week or something like that. I'm not carrying an extra intercooler with me just in case you know, stuff goes wrong. So that's really it. I have the AN lines basically ready to run. I got the fuel pump hooked up. Aeromotive A1000 sick pump. Should be more than enough for this thing. Got the filters. I'm waiting on the Durali, however you say it, the transcooler. I've ordered 2 so far, and both times from 2 different vendors. Sorry, we've had there's a blemish in the product and we can't sell it like this. I'm like, I don't care, it's going under the car. They don't want to hear it. Don't know, maybe they just don't have any stock. Either way, it's my problem, not theirs. I got my money refunded. The only other stuff I really need to run out here, which I can't really do right this second, is the electric fan wires and the wires for the MAC valve. So once I probably nail the grill down, get the radiator in there, I'll probably doing some wiring up the fenders and stuff. So it's all minor stuff. That way I can actually plumb the wastegate in and make sure the fans kick on. The fans already have a relay in there. I'm going to end up going with like a 36 pin connector for the firewall. This was kind of a good idea to just get it running, but you know, I'll just pin the 36 pin connector or 38 pin, whatever they come in. And probably have to put like an A harness and a B harness through there. The good thing about this thing though is the harness is really short. I mean, this is the harness, like all you can